Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1. Text 3. सभी टेक्स्ट 3 in English Bhagavatam, English language Bhagavatam. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanslakaya Chakshurunmilitenam Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swamin Iti Namine Nama Acharya Padaya Nityai Kripa Paradayini Gaurakatha Damadaya Nagaragram Tarini Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namini Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jeva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudire Namo Madanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratase Namo Sri Chaitanya Manovish Vishtam Nishtapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupa Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvetam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sargana Sagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinbandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Pire Vancha Kalpataruvesh Kripa Sindhuve Evucha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasani Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudeva Paraveda Vasudeva Paramakha Vasudeva Parayoga Vasudeva Parakirya Vasudeva Paramjnana Vasudeva Paratapa Vasudeva Parodharma Vasudeva Paragati Krishne Sadavopagati Dharmagya Nadibhisha Kalo Nashto Deshamesha Puranarko Udinodita Nashtapraye Shavadresh Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhakti Bhavati Nashtuki. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Text 3. Canto 1. Chapter 1. Text 3. Nigam kalpat rok galitam phalam Sri Mukha Swadam Amrit Darshayutam Pivat Bhagavatam Rashmalayam Muraho Rashika Bhuvi Bhavuka. Nigam kalpataror galitam phalam Sukhamukhat Amrit Darab Shayutam Pivat Bhagavat Rashmalayam Muraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. Nigam kalpat ror galitam phalam Shukmukhat Amrita Dab Sanyutam Pivat Bhagavatam Rashmalayam Murao Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. Nigam, the Vedic literatures, Kalpa, Taro, the desired tree, Galitam, fully matured. Phalam, fruits. Shukha, Srila Shukadeva Goswami. The original speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam, Mukhat, from the lips of Amrita, nectar, Draba, semi-solid and soft, and therefore easily available, samyutam, perfect in all respects. Pivata, do release it. Pivata, do release it. Bhagavatam, the book dealing in the science of the eternal religion, liberation, or even in a liberated condition. Muhu, always. Aho, O Rasikaha. Those who are full in the knowledge of melody. Bhuvi, on the earth. Bhaukaha, expert and thoughtful. O expert and thoughtful man, release Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the desired tree of Vedic literatures. If emanated from the lips of Sri Sukadeva Goswami, therefore this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarine juice was already relatable for all, including liberation souls. In the two previous sloka, it has been definitely proud that the Srimad Bhagavatam as the sublime literature which surpasses all other Vedic scriptures due to its transcendental qualities. It is transcendental to all mundane activities and mundane knowledge. In this sloka, it is stated this Srimad Bhagavatam is not only a superior literature but is the ripened fruit of all Vedic literatures. In other words, it is the cream of all Vedic knowledge. Considering all this, patient and submissive hearing is definitely essential. With great respect and attention, one should receive the message and listen imparted by the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Vedas are compared to the desire tree because they contain all things knowable by man. They deal with mundane necessities as well as spiritual realization. The Vedic contain regulated principles of knowledge covering social, political, religious, economic, military, medicinal, chemical, physical, and metaphysical subject matter, and all that may be necessary to keep the body and soul together. Above and beyond all this are specific directions for spiritual realization. Regulated knowledge involves a gradual raising of the living entity of the spiritual platform, and the highest spiritual realization is knowledge that the personality of Godhead is the reservoir of all spiritual tastes or rases. Every living entity, beginning from Brahma, the first born living being within the material world, down to the insignificant and desire to release some sort of test derived from sense perceptions. These sensual pleasures are technically called rasas. Such rasas are of different varieties in the different varieties in the revealed scriptures. The following 12 varieties of rasa are enumerated. Number 1, Rudra, anger. Number 2, Adbhuta, wonder. Number 3, Sringara, conjugal love. Number 4, Hasya, comedy. Number 5, Veera, chivalry. Number 6, Daya, mercy. Number 7, Dasya, servitorship. Number 8, Sakhya, fraternity. Number 9, Bhayanaka, horror. Number 10, Vibhatsa, socks. Number 11, Santa, neutrality. Number 12, Vatsalya. Number 12, Vatsalya, parenthood. Parenthood. Vatsalya, parenthood. क्षम्यता, sometime मेरा चश्मा, my eye is little bit problem, that's why. The sum total of all these rasas is called affection or love. Primarily, such signs of love are manifested in adoration, service, friendship, paternal affection, and conjugal love. And when these 5 are absent, love is parents indirectly in anger, wonder, comedy, chivalry, fear, shook, and so on. For example, when a man is in love with a woman, the rasa and called conjugal love. But when such love affairs are disturbed, there may be wonder, anger, shock, or even horror. Sometimes love affairs between two persons culminate in ghastly murder, signs. Such rasa are displayed between man and man and between animal and animal. There is no possibility of in exchange or rasa between a man and in animal or between a man and any other species of living beings. Within the material world, the rasa are exchanged between members of the same species. But as far as the spirit souls are concerned, they are one qualitatively with the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the rasa were originally exchanged between the spiritual living being and the spiritual whole, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The spiritual exchange or rasa is fully exhibited in spiritual existence between living beings and the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is therefore described in the fruitive mantras, Vedic hymns, as the function head of all rasas as the fountain head of all rasa. When one associates with the Supreme Lord as exchange one's constitutional rasa with the Lord, then the living being is actually happy. These Shruti mantras indicate that every living being has its constitutional position, which is endowed with a particular type of rasa to be exchanged with the personality of Godhead. In the liberated condition, only the primary rasas is experienced in full. In the material existence, the rasa is experienced in the perverted form, which is temporary, and thus the rasa of the material world and exhibited in the material form of Rodra, anger, and so on. Therefore, one who attains full knowledge of these different rasas इतना पढ़ना नहीं ना वो तो खराब हो जाएगा, उसको लगा दो। ठीक है, नहीं है, लगा दो ना। पिबत भागवत रस भावे, पिबत भागवत रस भावे। ग्रंथ भागवत कीर्ति है, कीर्ति है, कीर्तन संकीर्तन। Then I bring this book. ऊपर करो तब पढ़ो। नहीं, ये तो मैं पढ़ चुकी, मैं ये पढ़ना है, इतना पढ़ चुकी, ये इसको देखो क्या है, मुझे क्या मालूम क्या है, ये हो चुका है, ये निकालो नीचे से, ये परपट, यस, ये ना हो गया, ये हाँ, ये ना परपट, हाँ ये यहाँ तक हो गया, यहाँ तक हो गया। अब मैंने यहाँ से पढ़ना, हाँ तो कहाँ पे है ये ढूंढ यू गो, आई विल सर्च। Material world. The learned scholar seeks to realize the real rasa in the spiritual form. In the beginning, he desired to become one with the Supreme, thus less intelligent transcendentalists cannot go beyond this conception of becoming one with the spirit whole without knowing of the different rasa. In this sloka, it is definitely stated that spiritual rasa, which is realized even in the liberated stage, can be experienced in the literature of the Srimad Bhagavatam, due to its being the ripened fruit of all Vedic knowledge. By submissively hearing this transcendental literature, one can attain the fully pleasure of the heart's desire, but one must be very careful to hear the message from the right source. Srimad Bhagavatam, as exactly received from the right source, it was brought by Narada Muni from the spiritual world and given to his disciple Sri Vyasdeva. The latter in turn delivered the message of his son Srila Sukadeva Goswami, and later in turn delivered the message to his son Srila Sukadeva Goswami, and Srila Sukadeva Goswami delivered the message to Maharaja Parikshit just 7 days before the king's death. Srila Sukadeva Goswami was a liberated souls from his every birth. He was liberated even in the womb of his mother, and he did not undergo any sort of spiritual training after his birth. At birth to no one is qualified, neither in the mundane nor in the spiritual sense, but Sri Sukadeva Goswami, due to his beings perfectly liberated souls, did not have to undergo and evolutionary process for spiritual realization, yet despite his beings a completely liberated person situated in the transcendental position about the three material moods, he was attracted to this transcendental rasa of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is adored by liberated souls who sing Vedic hymns. The Supreme Lord's pastimes are more attractive to liberated souls than to mundane people. He is of necessity not impersonal, because it is only possible to carry on transcendental rasa with a person. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, the transcendental pastime of the Lord are narrated, and the narrative in दिख नहीं सक रहे YouTube. Hare Krishna. Can't do 1-1-1-3. Very important sloka. Very, very important sloka. Bhagavatam 1-1-3. This Srimad Bhagavatam. Excuse me, switch off that. Excuse me, switch off that. Thank you, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, please, Prabhuji, please, Prabhuji, switch off that. Please, that sound is coming here. Sound is coming down. Please switch off that.
मेरे को कुछ बोल रही है?
हाँ जी. Sound is coming. Please switch off that.
What?
Whatever you switch on that, all sound are coming down. Please.
तू बीच में मेरे को बोला तेरा वीडियो ऑन है, मेरे को क्या पता नहीं चला तू मेरे को क्या बोलना चाह रहा है?
हाँ, वीडियो ऑन है.
तो फिर मेरे को क्यों बोला?
वो साउंड आ रहा है ऊपर से.
अब वीडियो ऑन है?
यस.
वीडियो ऑन है?
यस. सब बात हो गई. What can I do? You switch on that and all sound was coming down. That's why. Bhagavatam 1-1-3. Kshamyatam. This at home, this little things. Will we continue? Prabhuji want listen bhajan. Actually, Prabhuji like listen bhajan and very loudly. Then I request that switch off that bhajan. My class will be disturbed. That's why. Bhagavatam 1-1-3. This Srimad Bhagavatam is the fruits of Vedic tree, which is ripened and while touched by the lips of Shukadeva Goswami has become a juice that can be released by drinking through the ear. By drinking through the ear. One should, with great faith and attention, learn this Srimad Bhagavatam from a bona fide guru by rendering personal serving unto him and inquire from him about Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha. There are more than 760 kathas. In Bhagavatam, which are transcendental, that establish the love for Krishna with in the heart. Krishna in the heart. Exactly as he had it from his learned father, Sukadeva Goswami. Actually, as he had it from his learned father, but for his ability to present the work in a manner that would appeal to a classes of men. The subject matter is so presented brought the lips of Srila Sukadeva Goswami that any sincere listener that hears submissively can at once released transcendental tests which are distinct from the perverted test of the material world. The ripened fruit is not dropped all of a sudden from the highest planet of Krishna Loka. Rather, it has come down carefully through the chain of disciplic succession without change or disturbance. Foolish people who are not in the transcendental disciplic succession commit great blunders by trying to understand the highest transcendental rasa known as the rasa dance. Without following in the footsteps of Sukadeva Goswami, who presents these fruits very carefully by a stage of transcendental realization, one should be intelligent enough to know the position of Srimad Bhagavatam by considering personalities like Sukadeva Goswami, who deals with the subject so carefully. This process of disciplic succession of the Bhagavata school suggests that in the fruits all Srimad Bhagavatam has to be understood from a person who is factually representative of Srila Sukadeva Goswami, a professional man who make a business but of Hare Krishna.